and getting up your name, you know what I'm saying? The violence part should be if you're gonna battle, settle on it on the wall. You know, either you're up or you're not. If you ain't good enough to mess with them, then don't battle them. You know, that's the old school rules. This guys had beef, they do it on the walls, see who's better. That was what graffiti was about.
Now, Hurt, I want to talk about the legendary crew you're part of, the USC crew. Can you tell us about, before joining them, had you heard of the USC crew? And what had you heard of them? What was their reputation on the street?
I didn't really hear about them because I learned about them through my cousin, because they were in before me, so he told me about the crew.
Render?
Yeah, my cousin Render and my homie Prism, OG Prism. And
were they two of the leaders? Were they ones putting in work? And what do they say about USC to you? Does USC become a goal of yours to join?
Okay, the crew started like in around 85, 86 in Birmingham High School, because you had a lot of guys from LA getting bused to the Valley. So a lot of people were getting busted around that time. So it was Squeak and Sire from LA and Naughty and Craze from the Valley. So they started USC in Birmingham High School. So from there, you had the LA USCs and the Valley USCs. And the LA USCs, their hood was down in Norton Block on the west side, like Norton and Olympic or something. And so I got in the Valley side with Craze. So I was already bombing buses and all that. And the homie Silk had told Rays and Craze that you should let these guys in. So they already let Render in, but we met them through Prism, because Prism was from USC already. Prism and World, and there was other guys before me, Enemy, Grief. They were heavy bus chasers. They had a lot of scribes, and so I got in through them, but I couldn't tag my name yet because I was still learning how to tag. But I could tag my crew and I knew how to draw. So when fools say you're a toy and this and that, like, you might diss him now, but later on he might be a hitter. So, So I went up and I got in USC, mind you, but I couldn't tag my name yet. So I would just do throw-up characters. So I was doing throw-up characters on the buses and throw-up characters and scribes until I learned how to tag my name. But I could hit up USC. I could get in the crew. Because back then, you couldn't get in the crew unless you were up on the bus. You couldn't just, there was no internet or, oh, my homies let you in. Nah, you had to get up to get in the crew. Those are the rules. And then if you were a oneer, you know, the difference between a oneer and being in the crew too, because he's in a crew, he's an established, and you're just a oneer, you're still learning. You know, some people just stayed oneers. So you had to get up to get inside of a crew back then.
What was the original meaning of the 3 letters for USC?
Unstoppable Criminals. Then later on we changed it up to like Unique Sketch Crew, Up So Clean, Unseen Crimes, using scrap cans.
Were there any differences between the USC in LA and the USC in the Valley?
In the Valley, Craze kept it more graffiti. So like me and the homeboy Drew, he's a real good artist. We didn't get jumped in. But I've gone to USC meetings in Norton Block in downtown, over here in LA, right there in the park by Olympic. And there's like 30 USCs there. And they're rolling up 4 fools in. And then, like the homie Silk, he's from the Valley. He's a big wood. So he got jumped into the Valley because he wanted to get jumped into the Valley. And he got jumped into LA. So we're going to this meeting with him. He's going to go get jumped in again because Big Silk's going to, you know, he's put some hands on these fools. And, but the Valley ones, he kept it more graffiti and we didn't get jumped in.
Did you always want to join USC because of your cousin? Were there other crews in the Valley that you considered joining besides USC?
There was like, at the time NSR was rocking a lot. They were getting up a lot. The KRSs were getting up a lot. You had other crews that were older crews that were around, but they were dying out. The OSBs, I think, out there. And you had up and coming crews that were starting out around the early mid 90s, at the KNLs, the MCPs, and the TUGs. I just stayed for USC because that was my crew, my first crew. I just stayed down for my crew.
How does your cousin invite you to join the crew? Does he say, does he ask you? Does he say you're already in anyway? What's the...
He just told him I was a good artist. Showed him my black book. And I saw I was mob the bus and I always had a black book with me. So a lot of other writers would hit me up. I tell them my name. I let them, they say, oh, you got a black book? Let me check it out. So they check out my characters. Oh, that's what's up. He knows how to draw. Yeah, he has characters or letters. So then I got in because of my black book. And I just learned how to tag my name later. But I already had a name. I just had to learn how to write it.
What's the feeling you get when they tell you you're in the crew? Is it something you've always wanted? What's the feeling like?
It's dope I'm in the crew, but now I got to get up. Because when you get in the crew, you got to get up. So I got to put in work. So that was the next thing.
Do you have the name HERT when you get into USC?
Yeah.
Now that you have the name HERT, you're in a well-known crew, USC, taking control of the valley. What's your mission next? What are you trying to do? What's the purpose? Why do you write?
Oh, we really wrote just to get up. You know what I mean? That's our freedom. You see your name. We should go hit freeways. I really transitioned from being from a bus chaser to just getting black and silvers and getting throw-ups to we started hitting the yards. So inside the yards, I started piecing. So I started practicing more characters because that's what the homie taught me, how to paint on the wall. So then sometimes I'd go to an alley in downtown and do a throw-up character in the alley in downtown. So then we were going to all the graffiti yards, hitting all the yards with characters. So I was practicing, but we're still getting up. The homies that go with us, they're catching tags, they're getting up. And then we're learning all the different yards. We used to go on buses to the yards. Now we got a car. So now we could drive to all the yards. We went and painted Huntington Beach back in the days. Go paint the pavilion a bunch of times. Motor Yard, Santa Fe Yard, Sanborn Yard. I think there was a Commerce Yard.
As you mentioned, another well-known yard is the USC yard. Who discovers that yard first? Can you give us some history on that? Where was it located and is it still there now?
It was located in the San Fernando Valley right here by the San Fernando High School. I think we got it like in '93. I think Render went and got it and asked for permission. I think we painted it once already and just went and hit it. I think like twice. And he went and asked for permission and he got permission for it. So then ever since then, we just kept it going. And I think they turned it into a park. They changed owners. It's a little park right now.
Before it was a park, how many years did you guys hold that yard down for?
Probably all through the 90s.
Wow.
Probably all, different crews try to go up in there and we would buff them out and tell them this is our yard. So like, a graffiti yard is always a base for your crew, So it's good if your crew has a yard because that's their base. So then you got to hold your yard down. So some of these guys would come in and try and hit our yard. I'd be like, nah, like you guys got your yard out there. I'm not hitting that, so don't come and hit my yard. So I'd buff them out.